It'll be Louisville and Notre Dame in the second Big East semifinal tonight, and if they can force the Irish into as many turnovers as they did Villanova, the Cards are going to be in business. They forced 25 turnovers against the Wildcats in the quarterfinal game. That was the second most they've turned over any opponent this year, and the most they have in all of conference play. Defense is certainly at a peak level right now.
Well, they're really, I talked to Tony Barnhart from CBS. He sat down beside me in the post-game press conference from Rick Pitino and said, unless you've seen it in person, you don't really appreciate how relentless the pressure is. It was great, but I don't expect the pressure to affect Notre Dame the way it affected Villanova. They're coming off of a big victory over Notre Dame a few games ago. I think it's going to be a much different game here in the Garden.
Nevertheless, Rick Pitino put it into perspective how well they played on defense, and not just turning the ball over, but disrupting Villanova.
It was an all-time high, including the pros, of that deflection chart. We keep a chart that if we get 35 to 40 deflections and we don't give up an inordinate number of threes, we're going to win 95% of our games, pros as well as college, that has held. So to get 40 is a lot, is what I'm saying. We had 58 tonight. What did we have at halftime? 38? 38, and that's never happened in my 80 years of coaching. So it's an incredible thing to witness. Very, very active.
We just try to pick up our deflections. When we get our deflections, 20 plus, 30 plus a game, that's when we feel like we can win any game.
So the last great Friday night, semifinal night in Madison Square Garden for what we now know is the Big East tournament. Syracuse-Georgetown in the first game. That's obviously appropriate with their longtime rivalry, but if Louisville's going to play anybody, it might as well be the team that they've had so many instant classics against.
Yeah, overtime. Is there any way that game cannot go overtime? I know it starts late.
It should.
It starts late, but you got to figure it's going to. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a very close game. Notre Dame's going to get going. I think depth will help Louisville. They were actually able to rest in their win over Villanova. A lot of key players did not play as many minutes as they're used to. I think they have a slight edge, but I think it's going to be another classic.
We shall see. Eric Crawford, Steve Andrews reporting from Madison Square Garden in New York City for WDRB Sports.